Ōtautahi in its infancy was a food gathering place on the banks of the Ōtautahi. This is where Ngāti Moho, Waitaha, Ngāi and the Ngāi food story began to weave itself so intrinsically into Ōtautahi's fabric. Ngāi and Ngāi gathered kai from the coastline, the inland plains, the mountains, the lakes and the rivers. Christchurch would probably not look like it does today if Ngāi hadn't found such a rich food source on the banks of the Ōtautahi in Victoria Square just over there. It's this relationship with the natural world, the gathering of food, and how we work with food that is so important to how we have developed our food story at Venues Ōtautahi. Matariki are the stars that signify reflection, hope, our connection with the environment, and the gathering of people. Matariki brings food to be shared with people from across the land, and it's fitting that we're all about to share some kai together. 4 of the 9 Matariki stars are connected to food and the bounty of the impending year. Waitaha, connected to food from our great oceans. Waiti, connected to the fresh waters. Tupuanuku, connected to food grown in the earth, and Tupurangi, connected to food we harvest from above our heads. Matariki is a time to kaitiakitanga, to treat the land as a resource that must be respected. Growers, producers, farmers, chefs, and customers must care for the land and the environment using thoughtful and sustainable methods, and always act with future generations in mind. Whether we like it or not, what we eat affects how the world looks. When we look at a plate of properly sourced food, we're essentially looking at our wider ecosystem from within a region. Our geological position in Canterbury provides great soil, water, and the right climate to create excellent growing and farming conditions. In Canterbury, we are so close to the source of some of the world's best produce and producers. Venues Ōtautahi produce all comes from within Canterbury and represents the incredible biodiversity of the region. Our Canterbury producers, growers, farmers, and their product contribute so significantly to the region. Venues Ōtautahi have firmed our commitment to them by only purchasing from here. We are ideally positioned in the supply chain between producers and clients. The large number of guests that we look after allows us to exert a significant influence, economically, socially, and environmentally. 2 years ago, we took a long, hard look at our purchasing procedures. We were locked into global supply chains with large multinational caterers, pretty sensitive procurement departments, large companies that we couldn't really do what we wanted to, ditched them. We now purchase 87% of our produce from within the Canterbury region. Over the past 12 months, we've supported Christchurch and Canterbury businesses with $2 million worth of new business in a time where they probably needed it the most. The successful model shows that large venues can indeed buy local while maintaining safe, secure, and financially viable supply chains. Customers are starting to ask, if Venues Ōtautahi can do it, why can't they to their other venues? You know what? It's starting to work. That big new convention centre over the road, they're talking about sourcing and supplying local. Eden Park, talking about sourcing and supplying local. Forsyth's Bar, sourcing and supplying local. It's really good that it's starting to take effect. Their customers are starting to demand it. Food can be about responsibility, it can be about sustainability, it can be about geography, and it can be about culture. E Tipu for me has always been a powerful agent for change. It's always been brave, encouraged Venues Ōtautahi to discover new ways of procuring, organising, and cooking for events. And I hope it leads to the question, is this how all events should be cooked and procured? The food and beverage industry is in a bit of a pickle at the moment. It's a food pun. We've come out of a COVID environment and entered back into business as usual in a time of ballooning food costs, unreliable supply chains, and I can't help but feel that there's never been a better time for the conversations you will have with each other over the next few days. You'll help us design a sustainable, secure future for our food industry. It's the people in this room that will dream, explore, develop, and investigate new and exciting pathways for food production. You will provide methodology and quality outcomes that will be sustainable, high yielding. We, as a food and beverage industry, rely so heavily on the dreams that you will have and your courage and grit to act on these ideas. So from me and my industry to you and yours, thank you so much for being so brave. The work on this event with local iwi has created ongoing employment pathways within Venues Ōtautahi for Ngāi Whānau from the marae have been instrumental in the delivery of the kai for this event. They've been helping us prepare, laid the hangi, and been generous in the sharing of their knowledge and their resource. Matariki is at its core brings food to be shared with people from across the land. Inclusion, sharing, and connection. It's everything Venues Ōtautahi is all about. I really hope that the food for this event embodies that ethos. Over the next few days, you'll experience some serious mahangakai to work the food together. There has been some mahi done. We've gathered, worked, shucked, and prepared the hangi with Ngāi Hiriri. Grenville, a hangi master, and the Ngāi Hiriri whānau lit a willow fire at 7 a.m. this morning. At 10 a.m, we sunk the hangi, and it's important to remember there's 500 of you guys, I think 550 now. Now, I can cook this hangi in the earth quicker than I can cook it in my conventional ovens, so it's pretty cool. Nothing that you will have over the next couple of days has been cooked in our ovens. It's all been cooked over either wood fire or in the hangi. Unfortunately, I stumbled across MasterChef on television a couple of weeks ago. It was rough. But one of the teams was doing the exact dish that I'm about to serve you for lunch, and I got really nervous that you were going to think that I'd copied them. I didn't. This was organised ages ago. So right now, the earth from the hangi will be removed and the steam will rise. And we will serve you Banks Peninsula Kaimoana hangi, Akaroa salmon, I believe it's the best salmon in the world, crayfish, hapuka, and mussels. It's not a traditional hangi, and Grenville will disagree. I actually can't even get him to eat it. But I think it's a step up from his mutton and kumara. For your salads, charred greens on hangi rocks, local lettuce, hemp seeds, and hemp oil dressings. Pickled hangi vegetables with swedes, cabbage, carrots, and puha, kumara, pumpkin, watercress, wild onions, and potato bread from Ōtautahi with some delicious spicy voice sauces. For your afternoon tea, we've got some Canterbury grains, all formed into an organic lemon and ricotta cake. We've got some awesome Lumina lamb, and these guys have been super generous with their lamb, and it's such a great product. And we've done that in some fried bread, and we've got some apples from 8 kilometres that way. If you're lucky enough to have a 2-day pass, tomorrow's all about the beef. So we've got Manuka smoked first light brisket, asado grilled rump cap, some slow braised smoked and grilled short rib, and some barbecue medu mushrooms. Salads tomorrow, we've got some smoked whole cauliflowers, sprouted Canterbury grains, and some pickled red cabbage. For the evening cocktail parties, which you all attend over the next few days, 5 of Waipunamu's most gifted and talented chefs have generously given their recipes, their hard work, to represent what Matariki means to them in a single bite. Over the next couple of days, you'll experience what I think is some of the most genuine, collaborative, and delicious food that you'll experience in an event. I'm so proud to be working with Venues Ōtautahi, with E Tipu, with Ngāi Hiriri, and all of our generous food partners to create this kai for you. Ngā mihi.